founders who've had multiple successes, right? A lot of the people I've had on the show are people who've had multiple successes. Are there certain things that you think, hey, like these people clearly they figured something out where even at different stages in life, they can build a successful business in their 20s when they're going to work 14-hour days, 7 days a week. And in their 30s or 40s, they have now kids, family, all these other things where they can't work that hard, but maybe they're more efficient. Is there a single thread that connects that excellent entrepreneur at every single different stage where they can keep repeating that success?
Well, I think for the people who have the same playbook, that it's a little easier. For example, the SaaS entrepreneur who does the same company over and over and over and over. Now you just have to make sure the market hasn't evolved too much. We all know that there are these founders out there and they get these 9-10 figure exits and then they recreate the same thing. If you remember Vitamin Smart Water, the guy who founded that as the CEO sold it for $4.2 billion. He started Body Armor, right? The Gatorade competitor, same playbook. Sold both of them to Coca-Cola, I'm pretty sure too, right? So if you got the same playbook, it's one thing. But there are also founders who they may fail the first one. And I'm not talking like small exit fail. People talk about the founder of Uber, his first company only sold for 30 million or whatever. I was like, okay, he had a little cash. I'm talking about people who have like flamed out, but they go it and they give it a second try. There's someone I'm thinking of, and I won't say his name publicly, but he was this guy kind of hanging out in Silicon Valley. And it was like, this guy is not really making it happen for years. And they took a company public. So, well, I would say what I admire about that guy, persistence. You got to be willing to not give up. That's one of the key attributes. When we talk about values and commitment, the person who is committed to not lose is probably going to win over time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. By the way, I will say I've been in Silicon Valley now 15 years, and the number of people that are still here from those early days when I was here is very small, a very small number. Now, it doesn't mean they've gone and done very different things and they've had great lives. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to think, I tell myself at least, like I've stuck with it, right? And now I'm on my fourth company and have done a lot of investing, and that persistence in I actually would call it compounding as well, right? I'm continuously learning in the similar space. Now, I'm not building SaaS company A directly after SaaS company B and like things like that, but the same general space has enabled me to compound my learnings, compound my information, knowledge, everything else, and my network to help lead to things that will achieve better outcomes.
I have a friend, we lived in the same dorm in college, freshman year. This guy started a company in high school, web design, boring company, right? Young guy makes websites. Okay. Not that impressive. He is so successful because that was like 25 years ago. He kept doing the same thing year over year, and he's super smart, high integrity, all of that stuff. But he compounded his learnings, his network, his reputation. And now that one company, he has like 5 companies. And he's now the chairman and doing all this amazing work. And I agree, sometimes just sticking with it is really important. Now, sometimes you want to get out of the bubble because, as I said earlier, Silicon Valley has a lot of tropes and memes, and you can fall into, I just need to do Y Combinator again. Probably not. You might need to go and look from a new vantage point. But in general, staying in the game is really helpful and really important. That persistence is key. And Adam, you've asked me a few times about excellence. So I'll give you a more straightforward answer if you want, of like more of a formula of what it means as a CEO. So I think as a CEO, especially an early stage startup, there are 3 things that are really important: vision, team, and resources. Vision is first crafting the vision in your own head. Can you see where you want to go? And when I say vision, I don't mean a mission statement. I mean, literally, can you close your eyes and it's like watching a movie and you can see the future? You have to craft the vision. You have to convey the vision to other people verbally, in written format, visually. And last thing, which most entrepreneurs skip, is you have to confirm the vision. You have to make sure that other people see the future that you see.